This is my note card system for remembering everything that I read. For the longest time, whenever I'd finish a book, I would close it, get up, and realize that I didn't really remember anything that I just read. There'd always be that quote or that chapter that I thought would stick with me forever, only to just vanish and disappear. I scoured the internet for advice to help me remember the things that I read, but everything just felt really complicated. Highlighting and writing in the margins felt like a high school essay assignment, and I've used so many digital note-taking apps, I don't even remember where everything is. And maybe you're here because you understand where I'm coming from. These things take us out of the natural flow of reading instead of enhancing it. I wanted to find a better way to remember the things that I read that didn't disrupt my flow of reading, and that's where I landed on note cards. And here's how that works. Every note card begins blank. When I begin to read the book, I'll write the title in red and the author's name in blue. Then I slip it into the book and that's my bookmarker. And that's it. It just disappears for a while. Until at some point, whether we're 10 pages in or 70 pages in, an idea will strike, and that's when I pull out the note card and jot that idea down. Now I'll never be able to forget it. It's preserved in my book's note card forever. Usually these ideas are quotes or summaries of what I read that I wanted to keep and take away. And as I fill out the front and the back side of a note card, they become general summaries of each book. The limited amount of space on each note card forces me to be selective with what I choose to write down and to genuinely consider what's worth remembering in the future. It's deliberate but never overwhelming. When I'm done with the book, I'll take the note card and I'll put it in a box with a stack of other note cards from previous books that I read. And those just sit there to be referenced or take inspiration from in the future. And at this point, I have like 50 to 100 of these. Now, there's a reason that I chose the note card system and why I think it's the best for me. They tend to matter a lot more to me because they're physical, they're tangible, and I can flip through a collection months or even years later to combine thoughts or see what sticks out for inspiration. Something is gonna stick out to me. Sometimes a random quote will help me with a video idea or untangle me from a sticky situation or help me clarify on a decision that I have to make. And what makes them so cool is each note card behaves as a puzzle piece. Now, if I made a video, for example, off of any one book, it would just be me summarizing some points in one book. But the cool thing is I could take a bunch of different ideas unique to individual books and combine it in my own words so that it's a unique, brand new idea. And that's kind of why you're probably watching my YouTube channel. You want to see new novel thoughts, and those thoughts are only things that I can personally express. So I have to thank you for subscribing. And a lot of my new ideas come from things that I've read and been able to put together with this puzzle pieces methodology. But what about audiobooks? No, note cards are not just limited to being bookmarks for physical books. I use them for audiobooks as well. Oftentimes, if I'm listening to an audiobook, I'll take a blank note card, I'll leave it on my desk in my office, and I will come back to it. Like if I'm washing the dishes or something, listening to an audiobook, I'll just go to the other room and jot down the idea really quickly. It still serves its purpose, and at the end of that book, it gets filed away. And over time, I started using these note cards for more than just books. I'll jot down a random thought and I'll file that away in the same box as well. It'll probably be some form of question or idea or some personal philosophy or just a thought that I wanted to capture. And I'm like, this is good. I don't know what to do with it yet. I'm just gonna file it away. And the point that I'm trying to get here at is that it's not just for books. It's to preserve ideas that together shape my thoughts. And over time, as I build a collection of these things, it becomes way more than just remembering what I read, but it becomes this bigger picture of how my thinking evolves over time. And this blends into how I'm using my note card system today. Right now, I'm working on a book. I work with YouTubers for a living, and I have a bunch of different notes about how YouTube works. And these notes are scattered all over the place. The book isn't one that I'm really thinking about publishing, but it's more so to organize my thoughts into a sequential order. I have a bunch of research and personal stories and anecdotes that need filing and organization so that I can recall them in my work life. And honestly, it's really overwhelming. I'm gonna forget most of the things. So the way that I remember all of this information is to give each point, each data point, its own note card. And once it's out of my head or out of a notebook and onto a note card, I can lay them all in front of me and fit them together like puzzle pieces to create that order of operations. This tactile process allows me to reorder my thoughts, find new combinations, and figure out what gaps I might be missing. It blends all the information that I've learned from other people and mixes it with my personal experiences, and the end result is a project that is uniquely mine. And for some reason, my brain really thrives in this organic, tactile way. It makes it so much easier because my mind isn't really equipped to process a bunch of like cobwebs of information in a sort of like mind map style or a digital workspace, but rather I'm able to recall and know what I'm searching for when it's physically in front of me in this tactile form. And that's the whole reason that this system stuck while nothing else seemed to, because it's physical. When I'm using software that promises convenience, it's almost like too convenient. I almost overload it with things that aren't important and they file away. And even if you can tag them, it just doesn't feel like you can have it all in front of you at the same time and easily switch back and forth and copy and paste. And it makes it frustrating, at least for me. And when you capture way too many ideas, those ideas become meaningless. So on a note card where you can be finite with your point, that limited real estate makes sure that your point is well expressed. Note cards are just different. They're limited, they're tangible, and they're deliberate. And maybe that's what's actually being lost, the art of handcrafted notes. If you're curious more about the subject of writing and taking ownership of your ideas, I made this video that you may be interested in watching. Until next time, peace.